Tooke here, and I want to talk a little bit about the idea of getting comfortable being uncomfortable. So a lot of us have big goals for 2021. 2020 was kind of a wash for many people because the pandemic and election season and just a lot going on. And sometimes we'll allow those strained moments in society to be a reason why we didn't do what we wanted to do and why we weren't able to, kind of reach our goals. And I think embracing responsibility is a lot more important than embracing an excuse. Yeah, there were challenges. We all have those challenges. The truth is, though, we tend to hide from discomfort. Everyone does it. I'm no different. And the thing is, we fear the unknown, right? So I'm going to use an example for jiu-jitsu's sake. Competition. There are a lot of students that want or would like to do a competition because they visualize how cool it would be to go out there in front of their friends and family and perform well and win. But the flip side of that coin is the fear of losing or not performing up to your potential and embarrassing yourself or letting people down. The reality is I've lost enough competitions to know that I've never really embarrassed myself or let myself down, although I've performed poorly in competition. This idea that there's this large group of people that are going to love you more or less depending on your performance is something that you create in your mind. Okay, and I do it too. I do it with the students at the school here. I'll go to a competition and I'll have this sort of like play in my head about a conversation with, could be any student, who says, hey, how'd the competition go? And I have to explain that I lost and what happened. And this is before the competition even happened. I'm already sort of preparing myself for, the possibility of bad news. And that's totally within my control. I don't have to have that conversation. I don't need to imagine that disappointment. And like I said before, I've never disappointed anyone. I've never had anyone say like, oh gosh, well, I don't know if I want you to be my coach anymore, or I don't know if I want you to be my husband or my brother anymore. It's all this unnecessary pressure we put on ourselves. But it doesn't go away just because you understand how absurd those conversations might be that you're having in your head. The anxiety and the fear of the unknown is still there. And that's the reason why you should do it. Because the more you do these things, the less fear you have. There's always a little bit of healthy fear. You should have a little bit of healthy nervous energy. But the more you do it, the less you fear it, and the more you can actually take on. You can stretch the limitations of that goal. If you want to lose weight, the fear is, what if I don't know what I'm doing? I'm going to look like an idiot in the gym working out. I'm going to get out of shape. It's going to be embarrassing. But no one's thinking about that except for you, the person who is new to the fitness world or new to a healthy lifestyle. Everyone else is pretty much thinking about what they're doing. And so if you can face that discomfort and move forward anyway and take a step every day toward your goal, an uncomfortable step, then you will be so much further away from what originally scared you by the time a little bit of time has gone by. Just 1 year, you'd be amazed at how far you go if you could just face your fear a little bit every single day. I wrote a book recently, and I had the idea to write that book for over a decade. I had all the notes written down. I knew more or less what I wanted to do. I didn't have all the stories that ended up going in the book, which, some of those were great, and it turned out fine. But I could have done it a long time ago. And I would compare myself to real authors, people that whose books I read. And I would think man, I can't write anything that great. I don't have the expertise, the experience, the knowledge, or even the vocabulary to bring something to life that great. And I was basically comparing my idea of a book with some of the best people in the world. And I think we do that sometimes. I know I do it even making these videos. I watch videos of people that can speak 100 times better than me. They have famous guests on their show. And my thought is, well, why would anyone want to watch what I have to say when they could just watch the better version that's available for free? And that's just such a BS excuse. There's always something better than the thing that you're trying to do. And we run into that resistance because of the fear. Fear that we're going to fail in comparison to a better version of us, or fear that we're just not going to do well. And it's this, sometimes like with the exercise, it's just fear of physical discomfort, right? I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to feel out of breath or nauseous. And we avoid these emotions and these feelings. But when we actually go through with them, for one, they're very short-lived. The nervous energy of, back to like a jiu-jitsu competition, happens the days leading up to the event and then maybe peaks right as you're approaching the fight itself. And then depending on how the fight goes, it's either great, you won the match, maybe you got a submission, you feel amazing, or you lost the match and you're upset and you're teary-eyed and you feel like crap. And then about half an hour to an hour later, give or take who you are and how quickly you respond to that, you're sort of back to baseline and you're a little better because of it. You're better if you won, you're better if you didn't win, you're better because you faced the situation. And so I'll just leave with this. None of us are going to be here forever. This life, this whatever job you have, whatever it is you're doing is going to come to an end one day. Everyone's going to get older and we're going to slow down, and then one day we're going to pass away, and we're not, I can't imagine we're going to be there near the end thinking like, man, I'm so glad I avoided those uncomfortable situations. I really avoided being uncomfortable. Sure, I would have learned and grown and become a better version of myself with more empathy, understanding of the world, and closer to reaching all the goals I set for myself, but at least I wasn't uncomfortable. 0 people say that. I've never met anyone who regretted trying too hard or putting themselves out on the line or being vulnerable. It's really the only way to grow. And like I said, I haven't mastered this myself. Part of the reason making this video is because this kind of makes me uncomfortable getting behind the camera. But I'm hoping that a few people at least will watch this and sort of connect with the idea, and maybe even try something that you wouldn't have tried if you hadn't seen this video. And if that happens, then I feel like I did something good and it was completely worth it. So you do the same thing. Find the thing that makes you uncomfortable, that if you go through with it, you're gonna come out a better version of who you were before you started. And I promise you will, you may not win immediately, but you're gonna win in the long run if you keep doing that. So anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you soon. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed that, please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Also, don't forget to share this video with somebody else. Thank you.